What is a hygiene trick that everyone should know? Occasionally wipe down your doorknobs and light switches. When I was a maid, I'd clean people's light switches and they'd be covered in brown gunk because they'd never been cleaned before. We touch them multiple times every day. They get nasty. Edit typo. Tongue scrapers are amazing and make a huge difference. I always explain it to people like if you eat Doritos, then brush your teeth and use mouthwash. You can still taste the Doritos if that makes sense. And if you can taste it, people can smell it. A tongue scraper after brushing gets all of it and your mouth will actually feel clean. It's also recommended that you don't rinse and wait 30 minutes before eating or drinking to let the toothpaste do more toothpaste power. I told my ex about a week before he moved out. He was like, I thought whitening toothpaste just didn't work. I lived with him for like 6 years. I don't know why I never told his he technically shouldn't be rinsing until he was leaving. If your breath still reeks to high heaven, take a torch and look at your tonsils. You might have tonsil stones, which are deposits of things that get stuck in your tonsil creases. They look like white little lumps that can be poked out with a toothbrush or finger. Depends on your gag reflex. They're not harmful per se, but they stink horribly and definitely aren't helping your situation. I resisted flossing my teeth for so long, only doing it when I could see or feel something between my teeth. Then one day when I was 31 I finally flossed everywhere just to see what else was lurking in my mouth, and it smelled awful, like an old person on the verge of death. Now I floss at least 3-4 times a week, if not every day. I do not want that death smell in my mouth. Don't put soap inside your vagina. Don't use douches. Mild soap is fine just on the outer labia and around the clitoris. Water is good for the rest. If you have a bad smell that lasts even after washing the outside with soap and rinsing with water, then you need to go to a gynecologist and get checked for STD or UT or other types of infections. Yes, the vagina is self-cleaning and has its own pH balance going on. Whoever came up with vaginal gel wash needs to be beaten with a spike club. My friend kept getting UTIs until the doctor worked out she was cleaning herself with soap and causing the infections. As soon as she stopped, bam, no more UTIs. Also, anything with a cooling effect or eucalyptus or menthol is a big no-number. Even if it doesn't burn on your dick, it can still sting in the vagina. On the same note, don't buy lube that claims to have an retardant, cooling effect. It burns. Unless you're both into that, then go for it. Wash your feet. Most people I know seem to believe their feet magically become clean from having soapy water run down them while they are showering. That is not the case. You really need to wash your feet. Also a good idea to take a pumice or foot file to calluses and use a hard nail brush for toenails. Keeping your feet clean will prevent a lot of problems, particularly with fungus. Funguses live and thrive on dead skin cells, so if you have toenail fungus you will have a really hard time getting rid of it till you get rid of dead skin around the nails. I don't know why I did it, but I recently started adding a splash of distilled white vinegar in the washing machine when doing laundry. My clothes come out smelling so fresh and softer and seem to be visibly cleaner and more vibrant, so now I'm hooked. I'm not a big guy, but I run very hot and sweat a lot. I always had issues with stank seemingly getting locked into my clothes, specifically shirt pits. After they got about a month old, the vinegar really seems to help keep my clothes fresh for longer. Also, regularly wash your towels, pillowcases and pillows, bed sheets, and the comforter. I think you would be surprised by how much oil, bacteria, and general filth build up on your bed sheets and such. Chemist here. Vinegar is an acid. Soaps are bases. You are neutralizing some of your soap. Most people in the US use way more detergent than needed, and when you do it doesn't all get washed off. That leaves a film that can then attract extra dirt. Another cheaper way to get the same effect you are experiencing is to cut the amount of detergent you use to like a third what the manufacturer recommends. Oh, and towels seem extra sensitive to this. I will do a vinegar wash on my bath towels every few months. Helps get rid of musty smells developing and makes them softer and more absorbent. stinky pits? Have you tried lots of products? It may be your antiperspirant's fault. Antiperspirants kill, control some odor-causing bacteria, but they don't kill all kinds. They have been shown to favor the growth of stronger-smelling bacteria in some people. Here's an article on it: https://www.scienceworld.co/stories/can antiperspirants make your sweat smell worse? Solution: take a antiperspirant vacation. 1. Stop using antiperspirants and start cleaning. For 1 week, use facial cleanser on your pits in the morning and night. You can even use a scrub. Antiperspirants work by clogging sweat glands. 2. Carry wet wipes or baby wipes and use them throughout the day. The goal is to remove the excess bacteria and sweat food source. 3. Switch to using a mild deodorant and body power for a while. 4. Avoid synthetic fabric. Added link. PS Don't pick the hottest time of summer to do this, it's just going to be harder. Another thing to consider: if your body odor starts to get really strong out of the blue, it can indicate some health issues as well. Slightly sweet, fruity, funky odor could be presence of excessive ketones in your blood. You might even notice it on your breath as well. If you're on low-carb diet or on a weight loss regimen, this is relatively normal. If not, time to ask your doctor to do an A1C to check for diabetes. Ketoacidosis is no bueno. Smelling like fresh baked bread? Wash yo shit. Change the bedsheets. Scrub your mattress. Wash your pillows. Especially wash the office chair you've been sitting in during this whole pandemic. You've been building up a yeasty sourdough starter. Alternatively, could also be due to the fact that you're eating too much bread and your gut is starting to grow its own yeast buildup. Also, having excessive blood sugar, ketones due to diabetes can promote yeast growth on your skin. Low vitamin C, zinc and magnesium are also known to negatively influence your body odor as well. With the exception of diabetic ketoacidosis, these symptoms aren't immediately worrisome or direct indicators of a serious issue. Just something to keep in mind if you start to notice other symptoms popping up that may lead to a potential underlying issue. It's also worth mentioning that everyone had their own brand whether they like it or not. The thing that's important to note is what it smells like when it changes. It's not so much a trick, but I get a lot of compliments on how well groomed my short beard is. Use shampoo on your beard every day. Dry it thoroughly and then apply some type of beard conditioner like beard balm, beard cream, or beard butter. The popular beard oils aren't substantial and viscosity enough to do your skin any good. They just make your beard look shiny and smell decent for a couple hours. Finally, comb it or brush it. I see a lot of scraggly ass, nasty beards out there. You gotta treat that shit even better than the hair on your head. Beards aren't a cheat code for not shaving. They require hygiene and maintenance. I use baking soda to scrub under my foreskin. It kills bacteria, doesn't dry out the skin harshly, won't cause you pain if it gets in your urethra like soap, and mildly exfoliates the skin without tearing it up. After I dry with a blow dryer so I know for sure all the moisture is dealt with. I always used to just clean with soap and a rag and still had a smell and figured that was normal, but I learned that the smell definitely came from the leftover moisture before I learned drying is just as important as cleaning. Keep a small microfiber hand towel in the bathroom. Wipe away the water off the stainless steel fixtures in the shower once you've had a shower, and use it to wipe off your tape and plug in the sink as well as the bowl of the sink after brushing your teeth or washing your hands, or shaving etc. Takes 10-20 seconds. Especially focus on anything stainless steel as it stops it getting scummy and covered in lime scale. Just hang it up to dry and throw it in your weekly Washington. Then realize you only need to clean your bathroom surfaces once a month at best. Swap out your towels often, and launder them properly. Toss your bath towel in the hamper after about 4 or 5 uses, or, for God's sake, at least once a week. Be sure you're also swapping out your hand, face towels regularly as well, and then wash your towels separately from your clothes, using hot water, a high agitation setting, and just a little detergent. No really, you don't need much, and too much detergent will make your towels smell and feel gross. Do not use fabric softener. Then dry them on high heat. Clean and wash hairbrush regularly. Toss out old makeup, especially eye makeup, and wash sponges brushes regularly. Floss daily. If it bleeds, then you haven't flossed recently. Bacteria is causing irritation there from their byproducts. If you floss daily, then it won't bleed. Also, all that stored bacteria in your mouth causes problems down your system, esophagus, stomach, heart, etc. Men and women, wash in between your folds of skin down there. Rinse good. Using a blow dryer for body folds after a shower really helps, especially between your toes, under breasts, etc. Conscious about your after dinner breath on a date and don't have a brush/mouthwash/floss handy? Eat that slice of lemon in your water, the whole darn slice, rind and all. The juices kill some of the bacteria in your mouth, and the juices, rind, neutralize odors down in your stomach as well. Helps if you burp. Just googled it, and lemon rind apparently has a number of other health benefits as well. Don't overdo perfume or cologne. Put it on the inside of your wrists and collarbone. Blood vessels are close to the skin there, and the heat will spread the scent. It doesn't matter if you buy expensive cologne if you reek like a 15-year-old covered in Axe. With a good perfume, a little goes a long way. Your goal should be to not smell, and the scent is a nice treat people should occasionally get a hint of when close to you. Speaking of, scrub behind your ears with something that exfoliates like a pull-for exfoliating cloth and some soap. It stinks there, and people can smell it when they hug you. 2 things I recently learned that have made a massive difference to my gum and teeth health. Never rinse after brushing your teeth with water or with mouthwash. It actually rinses away the fluoride your toothpaste just put there, which is needed to strengthen enamel and keep them teeth clean. Instead, use mouthwash as the occasional breath freshener between brushes if you must. Flossing is absolutely essential every day. It removes the plaque between your teeth whilst it's still soft enough to be removed. If you don't floss, it can sometimes take as little as a single day for the plaque between your teeth to harden. Then you need a hygienist to clean it off. Reading a book right now called Beyond Soap, written by a Canadian dermatologist, and wow, has this book been insightful. It explains that essentially modern bathing habits, daily showers, baths, etc., and modern soaps are stripping away the lipids in our dermis. This means that sensitivities to soaps, psoriasis, dermatitis, allergies to soaps have all grown exponentially in the last 100 years, with this modern trend that tells us that bathing daily is necessary. The increased sensitivity rates have a direct correlation to the products we use and frequency of washing. The book goes into great detail on products, ingredients to avoid, and the preferred habits to ensure happy and healthy skin. The biggest advice is that when you do wash, really only wash your pits and bits. The skin all over your body does not need to be washed daily, as it is incredibly damaging. Highly recommend giving it a read, as it is fairly easy reading too. It sounds fake, but you're not supposed to rinse your mouth after you brush your teeth. It lets the toothpaste do its job on your teeth and gives you fresher breath longer. Pretty much avoid scented face products. Put products on in order from thinnest to thickest. Sunscreen with UVA and UVB coverage is arguably the most important facial product. Good shampoo and conditioner is worth the expensive price tag. Those supermarket good brands like Pantene just coat your hair in wax. A real good set will change the health of your hair, and last surprisingly long. Well worth it. To add on all the useful comments in this thread, when using a communal shower like in the army, gym, hotels, both fancy and cheap, etc. For the love of God, please wear slippers in the shower. Those showers aren't being dried or ventilated and are a hotbed for bacteria or fungus. Both army showers, hotel showers and gym showers, etc. are all being cleaned to look clean, but they are not. Their drains are not being cleaned. Lots of hair and other stuff in there. The room itself is not being dried and also rarely being deep cleaned with bleach or something strong. The result: the best mother effing hotbed for bacteria and fungus which will love your feet. So you got 3 choices. A. Complain that the showers need cleaning. B. Clean the showers yourself. Leaving a place better/cleaner is a good hobby though. C. Wear flip-flops or something similar to protect your feet. 4. Clean your feet to stop it at the source. Good luck and please be hygienic. It's a luxury, so use it. Showering at night is way more hygienic than in the morning. Only having morning showers means you take all the dirt and grime from the day into your bed and you end up festering in it all night as you sleep. Even something simple like wiping yourself down with wet wipes or a soapy towel can make a big difference to your hygiene. Pass a wet wipe in your crack after you take a shit. Keep a box on your toilet like Kleenex. Life-changing. You can't flush it but you can throw it out. Girls, women and AFABs, wash with soaps between your legs. Vaginal discharge leaves your folds crusty and smelly. Don't wash in your vagina, it'll fuck up your pH, but absolutely scrub your folds a little. I wasn't taught this growing up. I was scared to use soap down there. Feel free to also use wet wipes and panty liners for the daily discharge. Panty liners are amazing. If the soap burns, use a gentler, unperfumed soap. Also, scrub your feet with soap. And wash your back as much as reachable. Shower at least twice a week. Bare minimum. Wow, I'm not alone. I was around 15 or 16 when I stopped feeling like I was on a concert stage anytime I was undressing. In a way, from age 11 to 16 I believed bad hygiene would protect me from life. Something traumatizing happened at age 12 and had to grow up way too fast as a result. Rebelling against hygiene was my way of rebelling against adult responsibilities and growing up. I didn't want to look nice and smell clean and conform like other girls. I wanted people to know that I didn't belong, that I wasn't responsible or desirable, that I should be outside jumping in mud and chasing butterflies. My behavior baffled and disgusted adults for years. Just be sure you're not retracting the foreskin before it's ready, because that's a huge no-number. My understanding is that you should never retract the foreskin until either it retracts on its own, or until the kid reaches about 5 or so. If you're pulling back the foreskin on a baby to wash with soap, you're doing it wrong. All that being said, we didn't circumcise our son and he had several infections as a little kid. We had a prescription steroid and antifungal we'd have to apply. The infections basically disappeared once he was out of diapers. Use non-scented mild soaps in your intimate areas instead of the scented soaps because it can create an unnecessary infection or destroy your pH balance. Remember that skin is more sensitive, and using some of those fancy soaps that are supposed to be for your perineum area can actually cause the smell to be worse in the long run. For my fellow ladies, douches aren't needed and are harmful like scented harsh soaps. Unless your doctor says you need to, don't douche. And don't be one either, lol. I use Dr. Bronner. It's a bit pricey but it lasts a while and is fantastic. A little goes a long way. If you're an uncircumcised male, please for the love of God pull back your foreskin, gently, and wash properly. Nobody likes smegma and it can lead to infections if you don't clean properly. I recommend the Dr. Bronner soap for this as well. You wouldn't believe how many guys don't do this. Wash those areas every day because people can smell it with or without clothes sometimes, and it's honestly horrible. I have a couple. Instead of Q-tips, use an earwax removal tool with a built-in camera that you connect to your phone. That way, you can see what you're doing and reduce the chances of damaging your ear canal or eardrum. Sure, it may be disgusting to see it clumped in there, but earwax removal in and of itself isn't a very clean task in the first place now, is it? Also, use an electric toothbrush that has a timer and pressure sensors. I just bought one today and I realized just how hard I was brushing with a manual toothbrush, and it felt positively different after I was finished. I'm looking forward to using it on a daily basis. Brush your teeth longer, not harder. Brush your teeth is a misnomer. You want to wash your whole damn mouth, gums, roof, cheeks, teeth, tongue. If you shave and get ingrown hairs on your neck, Stop tilting your chin up when you shave. It cuts your hair shorter than your skin when your neck is stretched like that. Wash your junk separately from your regular body washington. Wash your face separately from your regular body washington. Long hot showers dry out your skin. Don't touch your own skin. Your oils aren't good for it anywhere. Even worse if you touch your hair first. Dry yourself off with your hands before you use a towel. Bonus points for shaking off before you step out of the shower. It'll get you an extra use out of your towel and you'll end drier in general. Speaking of towels, don't overuse your towels. If it smells, it's already too late. You're used to it. Everyone else could smell it before you could, and it'll follow you out of the room if you rub it all over your body.